Hello?
Marvin,
What's up?
what's going on with you, brother?
Is this Ray?
Yeah, this is.
Oh, man. I got 4 words, bro. Oh my god.
Well,
Wow.
I'm glad to hear that, bro. I'm glad to hear that.
So,
It only gets better.
oh, really? I, I,
Yeah,
I'm
the
just blown
white ones
away.
are scheduled to be better.
Okay, so what am I looking at here? This is just a prototype, just out of thin air, kind of. You made your own pattern, kind of thing with this, or what?
Like, it's reconstructed from, pretty much what I did was, well, let me tell you how it came about.
Okay, start from the beginning.
All right, let me tell you from the beginning. So, I seen an airship before. I seen it, but I didn't really, it's just one of those things I never really thought about. So I was on Instagram one day and Sedated Hype. I don't know if you know him, but
Yep.
he's a real dope designer or whatever. And he posted them, and so I seen him. I was like, yo, that's kind of dope. So I tagged Hoop Fresh in them. I sent it to him, and kind of like, here, you should bring these back. It'd be dope if you brought them back. So and he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And then I was just kind of looking at it, and I was like, you know what? If you don't do it, then I will. And because I kind of needed him to help me with a project that I was about to start working on. I need to kind of like bring him up to speed with like original design and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna do it, and so I can show you like how you can just like make a shoe out of thin air, pretty much. And he was like, all right, cool, bet. So that's how the initial concept of going down the airship path started, and then
And this was how long ago?
this was maybe this was not that long ago. Like when I posted that picture, that was probably like from the maybe maybe about 2 months ago. I have to look at the messages, but from when I posted that picture, that sneak peek, I probably started the project maybe about 3 weeks before that. The shoes were already done. I whipped up the shoes in a couple of days, and I just had them sitting. And I actually wasn't going to even show the shoe, but I heard that another customizer was about to start working on the shoe. He had already made a pattern for it. So the shoe that you see in the sneak peek is actually not the shoe that you have. That's the second version. The first version I made, I actually ripped it off, and I went again. I went at it again. I made some tweaks, and I went at it again. So that's the second version of the shoe. And I got about 4 of these things around here right now.
Wow.
So, and that's kind of how it started. I kind of got obsessive about it, and so the shoes that you see, so who first had sent me he sent me a YouTube video where the guy did like he did like a review on a pair of airships. So I got to see like how the flaps and the stuff works, and I realized that was from the that's like the off whites. That's where it's from. A lot of people probably didn't realize that because they always lace the shoe a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the video and I got all that stuff, and that's what it was. And I was looking at all the different cuts. So the the theory the thoughts behind the pair that you have was like how to bring it to like a more like up to date version of the shoe because it's like a straight basketball shoe from back in the day, and I wanted to make it more like of a something you could rock every day. So that was the thought behind the pair you have. So that's why I kind of went with a black sole pretty much because I had it and I didn't want to do red soles across the board because when I do release them, I'm gonna give people the option to tweak it how they want to tweak it. So I wanted to show like a couple different options of like how you can play with the design. I'm not gonna just force people into a certain model or certain logos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is with those.
Oh man, like this entire time I'm talking to you, I'm just staring at this thing, and then I was referencing um like original pictures. There's 3 versions of this shoe, right?
Yeah, so that one is actually modeled after not actually after the black and red. The cut is actually modeled. I modeled that one more after the white and red the lower cut.
Mm-hmm. That's the one from the Ball Boy, right?
Right, that's the one from the Ball Boy.
Okay.
That's more the cut that one was modeled after. I didn't go for the higher black and red cut. Also, I did the one that I posted from the other day. I did like a dirty bread one. That one is a higher cut. The white is going to be the higher cut, the high cut.
And because this is already high, but the high, you mean the 3 lace holes on the upper. Okay. Right. Yeah, because this one only has the 2. I see.
It has the 2. Yeah. I have to send you a picture. Like I got halfway of I could actually send it on the phone now. I would have to measure it as far as height. I don't think I increased the height too much.
Well,
I think I maybe went a quarter inch on the height, but I added the third lace hole though.
So I am like matching it up to my original 85, and you got a good probably inch already from the original, and I still think that the height of what you have here is perfect. And
that's what I felt when I put it on. I said I felt like this is the perfect height for the shoe, even though it's supposed to be the lower version of the shoe. So with the high version, I was scared to go, because to me that was like maxed out. Like it shouldn't go any higher than this from a aesthetic perspective, But I think I haven't. I mean, it looks pretty good. I got one on the black sole, and it looks more like a boxing shoe, to be honest.
Yeah, it does.
But I would have to put it on foot because I got it laced so tight, so I can't really tell. But I didn't raise the height of the tongue on the new one. I left the same height of the tongue, so it didn't make it feel like the shoe even went up even more. So the rest of the shoe went up, but the tongue and everything is still the same.
Yeah, and you went with the leather tongue instead of the mesh.
Right.
So what was the theory behind that? You just wanted to keep it premium? Just
premium. Yeah, I don't really have any. It's kind of hard for me to get that stuff. I'm in Wisconsin, so it's kind of difficult to like buy stuff over the internet and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it was kind of one of those things where with the pack, like I want to do it as a pack, and like I really want to go all out with it. It's kind of depending on like how many I can move. If I think I'm gonna do 10 slots, and if I can fill them all, then I'm gonna like fly out to Cali, and I'm gonna go buy like a few different fabrics and stuff like that, and let people, if you really wanted like mesh and stuff like that, and you could get it,
Yeah.
Because I know that's a lot of people's, I make luxury shoes, so it's kind of hard for me to like pull it back,
I get you. Yeah.
Right. It's like, here, I can give you the same look, but I want to increase the materials for you so you can get a better feel,
No, I love how you bridged the old with the new. Like when I first saw the off-white inspiration down below, I think that would be really hot in today's market. And when Nike and Jordan, they retro something, they always tweak it just a little bit to make it different from the original. So what you did here, and what I actually thought was more of paying homage to what the original was. Because I saw the Band X on the back, and I'm like, whoa, that wasn't on the original. But then I understood what you were trying to do here. We're trying to tell a story. And then
with the logos, I kind of changed my stance on the logos, because I put the X on the back just because I thought it was cool. Mm-hmm. That was just I love that logo. So that was really that. And it was actually the band shoe. But I kind of wanted to leave the original logos alone at first, because I know you were campaigning to get it retro. So it was kind of like I didn't want to exactly mimic the shoe. You know what I'm saying? In case it came back retro, I wanted to give it some breathing room and not just kind of like step on it. I wanted to be clear, like, this is not the one that you think it is. This is a different shoe.
Right.
But hopefully they make you the shoe with the exactly how it is. But I think with the white ones, I actually am going to do the original logos and stuff. I got to make them because I couldn't find them. So that's not really like a logo, vector logo. You could just go find the Air, the Nike with the Air on the back like they had it. So
yeah. And so that Band X is something that you had stitched as well as the Nike piece on the tongue?
Right. Yeah, I have an embroidery machine, so I just loaded it up and just
Wow.
slapped it in there.
I'm still blown away. Like even the back, I love how the back is just straight, and the whole like 3/4 back, it just looks perfect. I mean overall the shoe looks great. The swoosh, like the big fat swoosh, I love on it. It's like in comparison to the original, and the original it feels like it's a vinyl swoosh, you know what I mean? But
Right.
like you have the leather on there and the fatness of it and just the way that it curves and tips up and back.
Here, let me send you a picture of the white. This is the white prototype right now. So I'm actually. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. It's like amazing, but I found some pattern tweaks that I wanted to make, and I told you I wanted to do I think I'm going to paint the original logos on the back, just to, appeal to the true, diehards.
Right.
Give them something.
I want to pay respects to you and tag it up either with your username, my username, together, mine, yours, whatever. And I want to give you energy here because this is the first time that I've ever seen something physical in hand recreated by someone else. And I want to give you that energy because I'm pretty sure you do this as a full-time business.
Yeah, I'm full time now.
Okay, so yeah, so I want to give you that energy, that business, because I got like 35K on Instagram, 35K on YouTube. Plus, I'm like one of the main guys that are pushing for this retro to happen. So
right.
a
That's
lot
why
of
I felt like I had to give them to you. I was like, it was only right. I was like,
damn.
what am I doing?
As far as like your business, your brand, you do luxury stuff. I mean, down to the box. I opened that thing and I was like, woo, he got his logo on there and everything, trying to brand out and
yeah, trying to be.
Yeah, this is legit.
Make sure the image is there,
Yeah, no, this is legit. Like I opened it up and I was just like, okay, this is the real deal. Like I have never seen anyone else recreate anything to this degree until like you hit me up and was just like, yo, can I send this your way? I'm like, well, hell yeah. Like,
There's two reasons for that.
I've been trying.
For one, most people can't, and the other people, they just don't. I don't know what it is. Like, I come from a different era, so like if I knew that cool sneakers used to exist when I was a kid, and I used to like want, and I got the opportunity and I got the ability to bring them back now, like why wouldn't I?
Yeah, and you have the talent to do it, so why not?
Right, that's what I'm like. I tell people like, let's bring something back, let's retro something. You're like, yeah, okay, and then they still ask for like something new. I'm like, dude, you just don't get it. Like, if I can make you anything in the world, you can, the sky's the limit, and they still want to stay in the box,
So what in this particular pair, what are the changes that you would have done to fine tune it a little bit, or like you were complete with it and you were still like, I don't know, or are you completely satisfied with how it turned out?
Oh hell no, I'm never completely satisfied with any pair, but for that one, I would have to see it in hands. I know because that was the second one I made on the black and red like that, and I actually assembled that pair wrong. I forgot the assembly order, and I assembled the front wrong, so it's a little off on the like the front eyelet piece on. I don't know if both or one of them, but I would assemble it right. I would what else would I would do? I'm trying to go off memory.
You got a really plush like collar here.
Yeah, it's all lined with memory foam.
Memory foam. Oh wow. Cause
like those pair were more for me, and I feel like the white is more for everybody else. And this is not even the real shoe I'm gonna send you. Oh, actually, it's kind of hard for me to do it since I didn't.
That's cool. You can work on it later. I'm just trying to focus on what you created here and just like, wow.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. It was. I would change the kind of how on the like where the mud flaps, like the how far it dips down. I would dip it down maybe like it's like minor stuff. Like if you saw like the first version I did, all the tweaks were, you can tell the shoe is much different, but the tweaks are usually like eighth of an inch here, quarter inch here. You know, it's like small stuff like that I go in and tweak. That's why I kind of need a couple times to kind of go over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy so far with the outcome.
I noticed that you didn't glue the outsole. It's just straight sewed on.
Yeah, sometimes I don't. It all depends because it's kind of really. It really doesn't serve a purpose depending on how you wear the shoe. Unless you like really play basketball in the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of makes it better if you need to, because the sole will wear out before the shoe. So
right.
Once it's time to swap the shoe out, you don't have to worry about all the glue up the side and stuff like that.
Let me check out the insole because I haven't really messed around.
Insoles, I just kind of slapped those together in like 5 minutes because I couldn't even find the pair that went with the shoe. So I had those were baby blue, so I just glued some lambskin to them real quick and trimmed it.
Lambskin. So the overall the shoe is lambskin, or is just a lining?
It's perforated. That's plunge, the black and the red, and then just the insole is lambskin.
Wow.
And just the rest is just regular leather, memory foam, and
What'd you call that term again? Plunge.
Plunge, yeah.
Okay, what is that?
It's like it's cow.
Oh, okay.
It's like a mill cow.
God, this is amazing. And then the Strobel is what, like type of backing is that in there? Black, like cowhide?
Yeah, it's just regular black. Full aniline leather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is dope. All right. Well, I already did a video on it. I really just wanted your input on it because I think coming from the designer himself, it really creates authenticity for the discussion of the sneaker. So, man, like I really appreciate you sending these out and explaining the process here. And you said it only took 2 months to create this?
Well, I was from concept to actual finished first prototype. Oh, that was quick. That was like a week.
Wow.
So yeah, I was kind of in between. I was waiting on some supplies, so I kind of already had the materials here, so I just jumped right on it.
Okay, man. When do you want these back?
Whenever you get around to it. So I still got to make the white ones.
Mm-hmm.
The finish of the white ones, because I think the ones that I have, I think I'm just gonna slap them on like a white sole, and just have them and start over and go really back in on the final pair, and then I'm gonna send you those.
Okay. And you said you have two other versions, right?
And I got a dirty bread version. That's a high cut.
Okay.
I made those. That was kind of that was just really I was working on the pattern for the whites, and I had the black and red sole here, so I was just like, hey, why don't I just make it pretty much the alternate version of the white? That's pretty much what it is. So everywhere is white is black, and I did those, and then the whites.
There's the one with the Jordan 1 sole, and there's one with the extra like nub on the back heel, like the general release version from back then.
You know what I heard about that sole? I heard that Aviva has some kind of patents or something on that sole, and that's why that's an issue with the sole.
Well, that's like not even the sole that I would even consider, because that one.
No, I wouldn't either.
Nah, the way you did it here with the J1, perfect. And even like the PE pair that Mike has, if they can
Have the
recreate
Jordan
that,
1 sole.
yeah. I mean,
I was just looking at the pic where he was like stretching,
yep.
and he had the red and black ones on with the. I'm pretty sure they had a Jordan 1 sole on it. On that one.
Well, there's one that he's sitting down on practice, and there's a cutout on the medial side, so it almost looks like a Delta Force 2. So I'm not sure what the air technology is on that. Maybe just in the heel, but I think the way that you did it here, it just looks clean.
I think it looks like it fits in 2019.
Right, it definitely does. Even
you
like
could rock it and not look like it's, you know, it doesn't feel like a shoe that old, you know.
No. I also noticed that you didn't have like the little lace cutout in the tongue where you thread the laces through.
Right. I just never do those for some reason.
Yeah, man.
I just don't know what it is. I just never done them. You know?
Well, man, dude, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna get to work on this video edit, and I mean, do you mind if even I'm not gonna put any of the top secret stuff that we discussed, but would you mind like having some parts of this conversation on video, like if I threw it in? And
yeah, I don't care, man. Whatever.
Okay.
Just not about the
oh no, for sure. Like I said, I'm paying all the respects to you, and this is really
man, appreciate it. This me paying my respects to y'all and you, man. So that's why I wanted to get it to you first, because I'm sending it to Chicago to the photographer. You know, when I'm all done and stuff. You know, as I felt like that's only right to shoot it in Chicago. I'm right at the street, so you know, and I don't know how long he's gonna have.
I mean, because All-Star 2020 is coming up, and we never know.
Never know.
I almost feel like this needs to release on Band Day, October 18th, because that's when the date was for this shoe, and when that all started. So
that would be sick.
That would be sick.
Another thing that I want to mention about the shoe is the shape of it. If you look at the pictures, like that was a much wider like shoe, I feel, and like some of the pictures compared to like a Jordan 1. So some of the stuff is hard to recreate because I'm working with like less space, you know, since the toe box was bigger.
Yeah. On my OG, it is wider. You got a skinnier toe here, but you know what? It has to match up with what you're doing with the borrowed sole, anyways.
Right.
So I don't see how you would be able to do that.
So it's always gonna look it's gonna look different. I mean, I could get it close, and I think the newer using the Jordan 1 shape is like a lot more attractive to it as far as nowadays. So I think it works.
And I think that's the whole thing with Jordan Brand is, I mean, I've already accepted that they can't ever recreate something to the exact specifications of what used to be, or they just tweak it a little bit like you did here and, you know, just call it something different just to, you know. Man, this is awesome.
I mean, they could, if you watch if you ever see like a time lapse, I wouldn't know where to go see one, but I've seen them before where you do like a time lapse of like all the Jordan 1s, and if you see them all time lapse, they all vary very slightly. You know, they don't use the same pattern and just stamp it out across all the Jordan 1 models. I don't know what the reason is for that, but I just know they don't. They just play around with it a lot. I don't know what it is, but I think they could make the Jordan. They just don't want to. They could change the construction, but as far as the look of it, they could recreate anything as far as the look wise. That's just pattern tweaking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they just don't for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but
man. Well, again, Ray, man, I appreciate your time. Thank you for going over the sneaker, and I think people that follow me, and the brand themselves, I think they would really appreciate something from an individual like yourself has recreated here. And I mean, I would look forward to big things, man. This is awesome.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. I'm glad
Much,
you like it. Glad you enjoy it.
yeah, much
Hey,
respect.
make sure you wear them. Try them on and all that. I hope you did all that.
I haven't done that yet. I haven't even placed my foot in it. I like, but you're the creator. If you say so, then
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Size
do
10.
it.
That's what I said. Feel free. You know.
Yo, man, appreciate the discussion again. Thank you for going over it. I mean, it gives me like a better like perspective and more respect for like what this shoe and the history entails. Cause like, man, I've been a big proponent of this sneaker for so long, and
Man, I know you have, and I think it might actually help the campaign. You know.
we'll see.
I hope so. You know, because I can only make so many. So
Right.
you know, if they generate enough hype, maybe Nike will step in and say, hey, let's not leave this money on the table. You know.
For
Why
sure.
wouldn't Jordan want it? I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. Like, I think it would be even more special for him if they release, you know?
And especially with the Unbanned, movie that came out. I mean,
Right.
you would think that something has to drop.
It has to. I didn't even know the movie was coming out. Like, the shoes were already done. The first pair of shoes were already done, and then the movie dropped. And then I seen it. It just came across. I'm like, what? So it was crazy watching the movie, and I had like the shoes already in my hand. It was weird.
That should have been surreal, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I wish I would have knew the movie was coming. I would have already, had the final product ready to go, and I would have dropped them on the same day as the movie. But
it's cool. It works either way, because then you get like people that are like paying more attention to the story, and it's just more eyes, man. Just gotta keep pushing on this. But this is awesome. All right,
man,
dude.
Glad you enjoyed, man.
Thanks, man. I'll let you go. I gotta go too. But this is amazing.
All right, man. Hit me anytime, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Ray.
All right, no problem, man.
All right, take it easy, bro.
Yeah, all right, later.
Take care.
Yeah.
Guys, like, that was a 30+ minute conversation that I had with Ray about the Nike Airship, and like, you guys all heard it, and wow. Jordan Brand, Nike, please retro the Airship.